What if your business partner wasn't another man, but God Himself? What if your factory became your church and your machines became your ministry? This is the incredible true story of R.G. LeTourneau, a poor dropout who became one of the greatest inventors and Christian businessmen of the 20th century. A man who built the machines that moved the world and the faith that moved his heart. R.G. LeTourneau didn't start successful. He dropped out of school, failed in business, and was buried in debt by his 20s. In his frustration, he prayed one night, "Lord, I'm tired of working for myself. If you'll be my partner, I'll work for you." That simple prayer changed everything. From that day, he decided every idea, every design, every decision would belong to God. He called it a partnership with heaven. LeTourneau began designing machines that could move earth faster than anyone ever imagined. Scrapers, bulldozers, haulers. They were decades ahead of their time. Soon, he was building half the world's heavy machinery. But he didn't see himself as an industrialist. He saw himself as a mechanic for God. He gave 90% of his income to charity and lived on 10%. When people called him crazy, he smiled and said, "I shovel it out, and God shovels it back, but His shovel's bigger than mine." When World War II broke out, his factories built over 70% of the earth-moving machines used by Allied forces. His equipment built the airstrips, roads, and supply lines that helped win the war. But LeTourneau refused to glorify violence. "I never built machines to kill men only to move the ground under their feet so they could come home." Every shift at his factory started with prayer. Every victory pointed back to his partner. After the war, he saw a greater calling to build people. In 1946, he founded the LeTourneau Technical Institute, today known as LeTourneau University, to train engineers who could serve God in their work. He told his students, "If you teach a man how to make a living but not how to live, you rob him of life." It became one of the first schools in the world to combine faith, education, and engineering. As his business expanded globally from America to Australia and Africa, LeTourneau's generosity almost broke him. Auditors warned, "You're giving too much." But he refused to stop. "You can't go broke doing business with God," he said. Whenever he ran short, new orders or donations arrived in ways no one could explain. His faith balance sheet never failed. Then came his greatest trial, the passing of his beloved wife, Evelyn. She had prayed every factory into being. Her loss broke him deeply. He said, "I could build a machine to move a mountain, but not one to move loneliness." Yet even in sorrow, he found purpose. He went back to work not for profit, but for peace. He began training young inventors, telling them, "You don't retire from God's business. You just change job sites." In his old age, LeTourneau asked everyone he met, "What's your blueprint for eternity?" He saw heaven as the next workshop, where the tools never rust and every job runs on grace. He summed up his whole life in one sentence: "Men say faith doesn't belong in business. I say business doesn't belong without faith." He passed away in 1969 at age 80, leaving behind not just machines but a movement. Today, his machines still move mountains, his university still builds minds, and his message still moves hearts. R.G. LeTourneau proved that a man with God as his partner can build anything, even eternity. "Lord, you gave me the ground to move, the mind to plan, the hands to build, and the faith to believe. I built machines that moved the earth, but you moved the heart that moved the man." This was the story of R.G. LeTourneau, the man who moved men and mountains. If this inspired you, share it. And remember, your faith is the greatest machine you'll ever build.